of fave if you don't know me. But yes, as a member of Trevor's Riding Association, we want to thank all of you who have come out tonight. And if you're not members, I wanted to let you know of the BC Conservatives. We're having a flash sale this evening, one night only. For $10, you can sign up for 4 years. It'll never be this low again. So check with Melissa, who's standing right there. She'd be more than happy to have you. The reason we hold these fundraisers is because when elections come around, we need about $8,000 to run a proper campaign. And as you know, we don't like going into debt as Conservatives. Unfortunately, our government that we have right now just did a budget where they're $11.6 billion in debt. And so...
Shame.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stuart. So yes, we'd like to also encourage you. It's always nice to have donors that will consistently donate to the Riding Association. The maximum donation this year is just over $1,400, and then you can get a tax receipt from that also. So if any of you are so inclined to donate more, we'd appreciate it. We just came out of an election cycle a year ago, so as a Riding Association, we do need money, and then we're going to have some events for different levels of donors through the year, and we will be contacting you in regards to that. That being said, we are lucky we have one of the most, I want to say, aggressive MLAs. In holding the government to account. Trevor gets a lot of airtime, he gets a lot of time on Global, and we know he's one of the most effective MLAs in the legislature, and we're just lucky to have him. So I'd like to introduce our MLA, Trevor Halford.
There you go. Is that everybody can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I just want to recognize a few people, and then I got a few people I'm going to recognize a little bit later on. But straight from Victoria, I actually didn't get a chance to catch up with her, but thank you, Mayor of White Rock, Megan Knight, and her husband Gary for joining us today. And Chris Trevelyan, Councillor for City of White Rock. Thank you, Chris, for being supportive of us. I got two, they weren't colleagues, they would be colleagues now, but one boss and one minister that I worked with. She was minister at the time, Mary McNeil, who was a great minister of children and families, served us proudly during the Olympics. She was a proud resident of Pleasant Beach. Mary, thanks for being here. And my former boss, and former minister, former CEO of the Board of Trade, but one of my current best friends, Ian Black. Ian's here tonight, so Ian, thanks for making the time. And I'm going to speak about a few people in a little bit later on, but I want to say thank you guys, and please eat while I'm talking. Thank you for making the trip out here tonight, and it's really important. It's been a different week. And it seems that in the last year, there's been a few different weeks. This has been one of them, and we can talk about that in the Q&A if you guys want. But you know, for me, it's really humbling to look at all of you and know that you guys have each made a contribution for me to be able to do what I do every single day. Because if you're not doing that, I can't do what I do. And I know people here, they took lawn signs, they made phone calls, they donated their money, they knocked on doors, they did everything. And I couldn't have gotten to where we are today without you. And I just want you to keep in mind, the last week has been very challenging. And I know it's not just been challenging on myself and on others, but it's been challenging on the people that have made that support possible. And I get that. And then one of the things that motivates me every day is the fact is we have to keep fighting. We cannot stop. And we get bumps in the road, and we can't stop, right? And I am only as strong as you guys prop me up to be. And I mean that. Because this can be a very tiresome job, it can be a lonely job, but nights like this show you that you can do it, right? And I'll be honest, it was a different week, and I did an interview with Global, and they said, okay, well, with the changes and everything like that, is this going to mean you've got a fracture on the right, and now you've got a fracture in the center, and you think you've got a fracture on the left, and you've got a fracture on the right? What do you think about that? It dawned on me. I said, I hate this analogy that we think of left and right when it comes to politics, right? And for me, and for a lot of people in this room, it comes down to right and wrong. And that's what motivates me. It's what's right and what's wrong. And I can tell you in this province today, there's a lot of things wrong. And we see it, right? And it's not just that we've got an $11 billion deficit right now.
Shame.
It's not that we've got 14-hour wait times at Surrey Memorial. We've got 8-hour wait times at Peace Arch Hospital. Our homeless population has ballooned. The fact is that we've got a government that's out of control. And we need to get that control back. And we can do that. But we can't do it unless we have the support of the people like you guys in this room. And I really do mean that. And you know what? I think that when we look at things and we get down and we say, okay, well, what's next? What's going to hit us next? Well, I told this the other day, we can't afford not to be successful for the next election. We came within 300 votes of a majority government. 300 votes. And we didn't get it. We cannot afford to let that happen again. And I mean that. And I can give you my word, I will not let that happen again. So, thank you. So I'm going to stop talking because it's way more important that I hear from you guys. And I will take any questions that you guys have for me. Hit me hard, doesn't matter. But I'm happy to get the Q&A, and I won't do it all night, but I'm happy to have that conversation. So